When it comes to the richest man in Africa, there was always one man that comes to mind. That's Aliko Dangote. Just imagine being on top for 13 consecutive years, and I don't see any challenger coming near his 13 billion net worth. Fortunate for him, he was born into a wealthy family in Nigeria, but he had made it clear several times that he didn't inherit anything from his family.
One thing that I'm very, very proud of is that I did not inherit any money from my father. I built everything from scratch to where I am.
So the big question is, how did he make all this money? You're about to find out. Who is Aliko Dangote? The life of a great man began in Kano State in Nigeria. That's where he was born. And this is where it gets interesting. Do you know he's the great-grandson of Alhaji Alhassan Dantata, who was the richest man in West Africa during the 1950s. Let's tell you, Dangote was born with a silver spoon, so he doesn't have to suffer for anything in his life. I now understand why he has been the richest man in Africa for 13 consecutive times.
Great-grandfather in the 1940s was actually the richest, West African. My late grandfather was one of the wealthiest Nigerian, the family name is Dantata. That's from my maternal side. Dangote completed university in 1977 with a degree in business administration, but decided not to join the family business, but start his own thing. That shows you how smart he was. And starting a business requires a capital, so he approached his uncle for a loan of about $500,000 to import rice and sugar from overseas and sold it to local traders. This business really became successful and made him a lot of money within a short time, so he paid back the $500,000 to his uncle within 3 months into the business. This shows how determined he was to make it to the top. No wonder he has accumulated such a huge fortune. This is the beginning of greatness. Gave me a loan of which I was grateful, and I paid back in 3 months, because business was so good. And
Dangote Group of Companies. Dangote was making a daily profit of about $10,000 from importing his commodities from overseas. So he decided to go bigger by producing those commodities here in Africa. That's when Dangote Group of Companies was born. The company started by producing commodities like sugar, salt, flour, before venturing into the cement making industry. Let me get this straight before I forget. Dangote Group of Companies own factories for all the commodities they produce, and they operate in many other countries like Ghana, Togo, Benin, not only in Nigeria. This is arguably the biggest business empire in the whole of Africa.
To build your own cement manufacturing business, is that right?
Yes, I decided in 2003 to build my own cement.
The giant business empire is not a joke, my brother. They are now exporting commodities like cocoa, cashew, nuts to other African countries. And study shows that the company has over 1.5 employees in Nigeria alone. Just look at the impact of one man. And there's rumors he's now thinking of venturing into telecommunication, and he has already started building the cables for the big projects. And the oil refinery is done and running.
It's easier building a refinery in Asia or in the Middle East than building in Nigeria, because in Nigeria there's actually, or in Africa, there's no infrastructure.
A Dangote oil refinery. Dangote was known to be industrialist until he unveiled his plans on venturing into oil and gas, but not knowing he was actually going to build an oil refinery in Africa, the first ever.
Once we do this, Nigeria will never ever import any oil at all. No petroleum products, zero. We'll meet up the full capacity, and we've taken up a land that will allow us to grow 3 times.
Which was estimated to cost him $9 billion, but in the end he spent $20 billion. The Dangote oil refinery is now producing 650,000 barrels a day. That's impressive. And this is the first ever oil refinery in Africa. And Charlie, you are looking at a $20 billion investment.
You have the refinery, it's opened. How does it feel? It feels like a milestone from the outside. How does it feel for you?
I think it feels really great. It is really a great achievement.
Dangote has made it clear, even though he comes from a wealthy family, he didn't inherit any wealth from his family. He's self-made and he's proud of how far he has come. What do you generally think of the life of this great man? Let me know in the comment section. Stay blessed and catch you in my next video.